Vintage inspired hair. How do I do it? Pin curls. Let me show you how I set them. Everyone's been asking how I set my hair after I posted this video of my pin curl brush out. Also, don't mind my nose being slightly red. I have a cold right now. The weather's been changing a lot and my nose has been running like crazy. Anyways, I'm going to wash my hair and then we're gonna set it in pin curls. I just showered and now I'm going to wait about 45 minutes to an hour until my hair is about 75% dry. Okay, it's been an hour. My hair is damp but not soaking wet. I prefer it to be a little on the drier side because I still need to put some product in it. I usually use mousse, but I'm all out, so I'm just gonna put some leave-in conditioner. Now I brush my hair and then I do a side part because I feel like this looks the best on my hair, especially when I do these vintage styles. Next, you're gonna need some type of pin. I like to use bobby pins for my hair. And then I'm just gonna section off small, maybe 1 or 2 inch sections of hair. Starting from the bottom, we're going to create a curl. So then it curls up and around itself. Almost as if you were putting it onto a roller, but the roller is invisible. You're just curling it under itself. I'm gonna put a pin in it so that it stays put, like that. Then I just go around my head, repeating the process. If my hair starts to dry out, I have a spray bottle of water just to keep it hydrated. It takes a while to get the hang of it. I've been doing it for a few years. And as you continue around your head, you want to keep them in rows. As you get more advanced at it, there's different curl patterns that you can follow to give it different look. I like to roll all of mine under and just go in an even pattern kind of around my head. For me, that's the easiest and it kind of works out. There's a lot of different ways that you can set them. See how it's starting to kind of create a row, and then I'm going to have a second row here underneath that. Doing the back can feel a little bit tricky. I just kind of go by feel and do the exact same thing, curling it under and continuing the pattern that I started in the front. Then I start at the bottom. I get it going, making sure to tuck in any strays, and then I continue to just roll it underneath. I put my finger through it to hold it in place. I get the bobby pin and stick it through. So it's like your hair is in an invisible curler. Some tutorials will tell you to pin them flat, which would look like this. I did that for a while, but it wasn't working for me. Sometimes I would wake up and when I'd brush them out, I would have indents where the pin was. And the smaller that you have them, the tighter the curls are gonna end up being. And the bigger the chunks of hair are, the looser they're going to be. Make sure you allow like the proper time for them to dry, especially if you have like a thicker amount of hair or longer hair. If you have longer hair, you're gonna need more time for them to dry because then there's more hair wrapped up in the pin. By the end, I always end up with about 3 rows. This 1, 2, and then this will be 3, and that continues through the middle, and then this side is about 2. And that's it. And now here's a 360 of how it looks. Okay, if it's not perfect. The next thing I do is I put a hairnet over it so it'll hold it in place, but it'll still let it breathe to dry. I don't like to cover the front one so it can keep its volume. I've even gone out like this because it's kind of a cool hairstyle. You can also cover it with a bonnet or a silk scarf to go to sleep, but I like to just use a hairnet. Sometimes actually double up and put 2 so it'll really stay in place. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the most comfortable heatless curl method, at least for me, to sleep in. Back when I used to use foam rollers, it was really hard to sleep at night. Between sleeping with a hairnet and pinning it up while it's not too wet, not soaking wet, when I wake up in the morning and I want to brush it out, it's not damp still. And if it is, hit it with the hair dryer a few times and then kind of like feel into it to see if it's still wet, because if you take it out while it's still wet, it's going to ruin the final effect. I found that the longer I set it, the better. If I have an evening event, I will set my hair the night before. I will literally not take my hair out until like 6 p.m. that day. Tomorrow I'll brush it out and show you guys the end result if you haven't seen it already on my page. Okay, I might have let it set a little bit too long. Like I said, I have a cold and I was feeling so tired this morning, so I didn't take them out. But now that it's the afternoon, we're gonna do it. Wow, can you believe all the pins are out? So now I'm just gonna brush it out with my hand to begin. I'm gonna get my actual brush and I'm going to start brushing them through. We need a little pomade. Gonna like brush out some of the curls at the bottom. And that's the look for today. Final thoughts on today's brush out. I'm glad that I left the curls in for so long. Set my hair at about 10 p.m. and brushed it out around 4:30. The volume, especially in the front, is just amazing. This is definitely one of my favorite recent brush outs.